So good morning. It's day 2 of the AdForum Summit, and just a quick recap on yesterday. We met with 4 agencies. It was a really interesting day, really good day actually. So McCann World Group, the CEO of McCann World Group is actually a guy called Darryl Lee, who is a South African. He was at university at Rhodes, and then he went off to the UK to Oxford and got a doctorate in philosophy. But that was 30 odd years ago. He's since then obviously got into advertising and has been in the States for the last 30 odd years. So it was fascinating to see him and to hear what he's got to say. He's quite a ball of fire. So he's the group CEO of McCann and the McCann World Group, and they've had quite a lot of change, and they've got quite a lot more new changes coming. And I think that's one of the themes that we're picking up with this summit. And I wonder whether that's because it's as a result of, a couple of years of COVID and people not moving and then things changing. So I think that's a sign. So that was McCann. Very interesting session. We haven't had a session like that with them for years. And they really took their time to explain to us what they've been doing. And they showed us some wonderful pieces of work, of course. Then from there, we went on to Habas. And this was also a very interesting session. They've been briefed just to talk to us about generative AI, which is the generic term for all of the new things such as Chat GPT. And that was an education. So we spent an hour with them, and they explained to us all about how the pitfalls, how they're using it currently, some of the things that are happening in terms of privacy laws, some of the things that are happening in terms of IP. Very interesting session. Then from there, we met with an agency called Orchard. They are an agency. Their positioning is all about growth and speed. Or speed of growth, shall I say. Fascinating session. And then from there, we went to DDB. And again, there's been a CEO change there, group CEO change. And the guy is Alex Lubar, who is the new CEO. He told us what the plans are for DDB. I did ask him about what's happening with DDB in South Africa. There's a lot going on within the group and within Omnicom, and they've obviously made some decisions about where their hubs are. So let's see what's going to happen. But it was a really informative session. And that was the day. So we finished yesterday evening at about 7, which was an early evening for us. Normally these evenings go on until 9. So we were all, frankly, relieved to be able to get back to the hotel and just relax. Yesterday is going to be a very long day again, where we're ending up with a dinner. So the 5 agencies we're seeing today: Deutsch, New York. Now we last saw. I've never met with Deutsch in New York, but I've met them in Los Angeles. That's going to be a really interesting session. Then Stein IAS, which is one of the strongest B2B agencies in the world. And we're meeting them in the Empire State Building. Then we're going to meet an agency called Argonaut, and I've seen their teaser reel, their sizzle reel already. It's fantastic. It's one of the best sizzle reels I've ever seen, so I'll be showing that to you when I'm back in South Africa. Then one of our favorites, Zulu Alpha Kilo, fabulous agency, loads of energy. And then finally, we'll be going to Stagwell, where we'll be having a presentation and then a dinner on the top floor of the World Trade Center. And it's spectacular, like it was last year, I'm sure. So looking forward to that. It's going to be another packed day and a very late evening. So I need to get my skates on and get moving. It's much colder here in New York today. It's 10 degrees colder than it was yesterday. It's spring here, but the weather is up and down all the time. So we're all dressing warmly today, and hopefully that'll be warm enough for what lies ahead. Okay, so I look forward to talking to you tomorrow and giving you a recap of the day. Bye for now.